What is up, Static Gamers? Kojimente I here today. So today I'm going to be voicing my opinion on the Halo 5 weapon tuning update, the one that recently came out about 2 days ago. So I've played the matchmaking list quite a bit already to get a feel of all the weapons. Now when it initially launched off, my thought was, this is weird. And personally, I'm going to start off with my overall opinion before I get in depth about this, just the weapon update, is I just think that the things that they changed weren't quite necessary. The only things that I think needed worked on was the fact that bullet magnetism was a problem, and, well, you guessed it, in the BR. But those are about the only things I think they needed to change. Anyway, so I took the liberty to go through a few of the weapons. I went through the SMG, the Magnum, the grenade launcher, the carbine, the BR, and the AR. So I'm going to give my initial thoughts off of those. So I'm going to start off with the AR because the AR is my favorite weapon among the Halo community. So at my initial response, the AR to me is supposed to be a spray and pray weapon more than an accurate auto rifle. Unfortunately, what 343 happened to do is change the auto rifle, or the AR, the assault rifle, which is also an auto rifle, to a mid-range, highly accurate rifle. Basically, they practically took the BR and made they made it feel like a BR that has automatic firing, that just doesn't stop firing. That's what it feels like to me, at least with this post update. What I mean by this is, if you get incredibly accurate, the AR is like unstoppable. It is too accurate now, especially if you're aiming for the head. Typically the AR strong point was you were supposed to aim for their chest, their body, and particularly you wanted to use the AR from the hip. Now it's completely opposite. You immediately gain the advantage if you aim for the head, or you aim down the sights and aim for the head, as long as you can keep your crosshair on your opponent. In competitive play, it can become a very big issue. So with the AR, I think they didn't even need to touch it in the first place. Considering the AR has been the way it's been for over 10 years in the Halo community, I really think the AR should have been left alone. It didn't need change. The AR doesn't feel right. With the animation, the design, the way it shoots now just does not look right to me. Instead, it feels like I'm playing an auto rifle from a different game, such as Call of Duty, opposed to the auto rifle from Halo. So that's my opinion on the AR. The BR. Now the BR, a lot of people are saying it's crap, but me personally, I find it perfect. The update is perfect, to the point that it's a burst rifle, but at the same, like it was in Halo 3, but at the same time it maintains accuracy now. Now during the original weapon tuning test playlist, it was absolute shit. I wouldn't stand behind it. The BR now feels absolutely perfect, except there is one major problem. The Magnum now outclasses the BR, which unfortunately is a problem considering the fact that the BR is supposed to be a bigger gun with more firepower. Now, if you get good at leading your shots, you can manage to get a lot of kills and whatnot. Other than that, though, the BR is pretty good. A few other issues with the balancing, but this may be just the case because a lot of weapons got nerfed, and so the changes to the BR may be not as apparent. So as far as I'm concerned, though, the BR is pretty good for me. My favorite weapons to pick up with the new update is the BR and the Magnum. Those are the ones you find me the most. Now the carbine, I'm going to flat out simply say, it's shit. Just watch this gameplay of me getting owned every time I try to use it. It's no longer worth using the carbine, and I was pretty good with it beforehand. Okay, so next up is the Magnum. The Magnum is the biggest issue out of all the weapons that I've played. It's because the Magnum pretty much wasn't touched. The bullet magnetism, I think, was toned down for the Magnum, and the way it aims. So my shots were off a little bit that they weren't. The unfortunate thing about this was, compared to the AR, BR, carbine, SMG out of the main bases, the Magnum, or even in the DMR, the Magnum is so incredibly solid now. It has become the jack of all trades weapons compared to the others that it outclasses the AR, because the Magnum can reach ranges out of the AR, and the BR, it outclasses the BR because the Magnum shoots faster than the BR, and the BR has spread, so they're making the Magnum more of a miniature DMR. The carbine, because the rate at which the carbine sniper shoots is slower than the rate of the Magnum, and the SMG, the Magnum is more effective unless the SMG somehow gets up close, making the Magnum the #1 choice to have in matchmaking. I practically now will never drop the Magnum. Like I said, my favorite combination is BR and Magnum, and what I'll often do is with the BR, I'll use the BR when opponents are not necessarily aware of me, or they're trying to use the AR or a weapon I know the BR can outclass, as where with the Magnum I'll use it on everything else because it pretty much is the only thing sturdy among them. So out of the power weapons, all I got to use was the grenade launcher. The grenade launcher, I think, changed for the better. It felt more like it did during Halo Reach, which is a plus, meaning it actually takes a more classic approach to how I feel. They made it more bouncy and didn't shoot as fast, so it feels a lot nicer. SMG, oh boy. I don't necessarily like the changes of the SMG, though I can get behind it, because if you're wanting to get in close or a player that rushes, I think the SMG does fit the trait that the SMG is supposed to fit. However, I have noticed after a while the SMG, unless it's on certain maps that entice close quarter combat, the SMG will not thrive. Certain maps just will not work. For instance, the map that I recorded this on, because the only place I could get a kill with it on, was Rig. So that's just one of the issues I noticed with the SMG. Other than that, I'm not complaining it. I would love to see the SMG make a return in Breakout, especially with this kind of update. I think it would be kind of awesome to see how things would have turned out. I did not get to try the railgun, and I didn't get to pick up the DMR. I did pick up the DMR once, and among the DMR, I really found it to be very solid. The DMR felt more like it did during Halo Reach, just with a longer range of approach. So as far as the DMR comes, it's fine. So in my overall conclusion about this, the best weapon combo among these, like the starters, is the BR and the Magnum. Those are the best weapons I found myself going to pick up. I will often replace the BR with the DMR if there's a DMR in the map. That's what I'm probably going to do. And then the other weapons I pick up, whether I have whether I need the ammo, or depending on what situations I am putting myself into. So with the new update, I think it applies a little bit of more strategic activity to get it out, but there's still the main problem is that the Magnum is just too OP now compared to all the other weapons. I feel like for the update to work that they have, they either need to get the AR more spread for what it's at, and that the Magnum needs to be nerfed down to something potentially maybe like it was in Halo 3, maybe even Halo Reach, where the Magnum probably felt better and a little more consistent. Anyway guys, that is my opinion on the update. I just absolutely hate it and love it at the same time, because before the update, weapons such as the AR, carbine, and SMG thrived the way, and it made them feel good. With BR, Magnum, and that didn't feel great. And with the new update, they made the AR feel good and the grenade launcher feel good, but everything else kind of flopped on its side. And so I personally do not enjoy these changes. to the extent unless I'm using the BR and Magnum. Anyway guys, I want to know what your thoughts are. If you have any thoughts on this, I would love to hear it. People have been differing with me, and there's been people agreeing with me, enticing me to make this video, of course. So, you know, if you did enjoy, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. This is Koji Mente, III, signing out.